My name is Camryn Edwards, and I work with San Antonio Bay Estuarine Waterkeeper. And I feel like what brought me into this work was that I'm a local in this area, and it's kind of swamped with in industry and industrial pollution. And I want to protect my home.
My name is Dan Lee. I'm with San Antonio Bay Waterkeeper. I met Diane Wilson about 3 years ago when she was on one of her hunger strikes. We connected back then. I was still living out in California at that time, and once I moved back here, reconnected through a mutual friend, found out the great work that she was continuing to do, and the landmark Clean Water Act suit that came out of that, and she needed some help. So it was about helping preserve, this really special place here in Calhoun County, and helping a friend who has a whole lot of heart and a lot of passion in to protecting the bays in this area.
My name is Candice Bribiesca. I've kind of started like going to the meetings and stuff that Diane had, supporting her and the fishermen and stuff, wanting to support her and all the stuff she does. All the work that we do is associated with the bay. It's commercial fishing, so it's very important that we protect it. That's how the members and a lot of people around here just make their living. So it's really important for us to protect it and make sure that everybody keeps to continue, using it and working. I got involved with a co-op myself, probably about 3 years ago whenever they went to Austin with Diane. They were closing numerous bays down, and I got involved then and have been involved ever since. Like I said, I started working for the Federation February of 2024 as a community outreach specialist.
It's nothing that I specifically did. It was Diane Wilson's work and her settlement win from Formosa Plastics. Honestly, I love that the focus is on commercial fishermen, because I come from a family of commercial fishermen, and seeing them highlighted and supported in such a beautiful way really just warms my heart.
I think everything is a win. Every action we take is a win, no matter what the result is. I think this is the influence and the wisdom of Diane Wilson that's being passed to me. She's like, what she always says, it all matters. So no matter what the immediate result is, there's always something to be learned. There's always something that you can build off of. It's always a stepping stone onto the next thing. For example, like being part of the Gulf Coast gatherings and protests that we had in New York, Gulf South Rising, to be a huge part of that network, to be, helping lift people's voices, to march on the property of Formosa Plastics, their headquarters there.
Challenges that I faced, personally, I would say keeping a positive note about everything has been a struggle at times, but the people that are in this, work that we do are just so uplifting and so positive. It just keeps the vibe going. And I don't know, sometimes the fights can just seem so long, but usually it's just like when that closing window comes, it's just so beautiful and uplifting. It's like, yes, finally something got done.
I think it's tough to get the voices that are dampened to be heard in this region. I mean, it's a whole long history of that. And this is not a unique issue to this region. But you have folks that are working paycheck to paycheck. You have people who are laborers. You have fishermen who don't come in, they leave wee hours of the morning and they don't come back till later in the evening. And so I think as of recently, public participation, creating the opportunities for public participation, you really have to kind of fight for it, I feel like. And these are critical decisions that the community faces, and so they deserve to have their voices be listened to and to be considered. So that's one of the main challenges. I feel like it's the people who have the influence, who have the power, who have the money, are the ones that get heard. But for most folks, that's not most folks, sadly. So to try to build community empowerment, it's a challenge, but we're trying to do it.
Your voice matters, no matter if it's just you or if it's just you and 2 other people in your community, that you can raise community awareness and you can do the community organizing, but I promise something will come out of it at the end.
I don't think the wisdom doesn't come from me. I think it really comes from, I kind of mentioned this network of support we have with TCE, with Rise St. James, with Justice for Formosa Victims, with Earthworks, with all the groups, Friends of the Earth. I mean, I can name all of it. I can name drop all of them, but they are all really pivotal in the work that we do. They're real critical in sharing the knowledge and experience. And I think there's this collective wisdom that arises out of that. And you have, it's very multi-generational, multi-dimensional, so there's a lot to be learned. And I think, if anything, just dive in and get to know folks, listen, learn, ask questions. And the network is a very loving, embracing network as well. So I really appreciate the network of support that we have.
Just show up and support. I mean, I know it's hard, even for me, because I'm shy, to show up and support. But we try to get everybody to show up and support as much as we can. It affects them, Sometimes they're, a lot of them are not from here, so they don't realize how much it affects them, and we kind of got to give them a little shove. But it does affect them, and it's long-term affecting them if they do come in.
I would say maybe speaking at meetings, at community meetings, and usually there will be other organizations there, and you can see usually when they speak as well, and y'all can communicate and bond over your mutual interest.
If there's an issue that strikes you at your heart, if there's an issue that you're concerned about, just find the people. If it's something that's important to you, you will connect with those people. You'll find them. They'll come to you. So always keep your eyes and ears open. Always reach out, and
The perfect Calhoun County industry wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be here at all, and there would be more wildlife refuges. I don't know, and just getting kids outside and learning about our wonderful and so it's really sensitive ecosystem, and just a lot of community work and just education in general.
Well, my vision for Calhoun County is for it. I know everybody said they wanted to grow, but I mean, at the expense of what? I've read comments people posted, on the different stuff on Facebook, and a lot of them are for the plant coming in and growth. And I don't think we have to have it for it to grow. I think it grows just fine on its own. I don't think people see the big picture, that it's a problem, or later on down the road, the repercussions of what it can cause. And as far as us with the co-op, it can affect our growing, definitely, just straight up, it can affect our growing, and it can, if they come in and they start working and shooting off toxins and plastic pellets everywhere and dust and whatever they use, it definitely can affect us, because like I said, the oyster farm is going to be really close to that area.
I'm from Houston. I work for a group here who protects Calhoun County. But if you were to ask me what my vision for Calhoun County is, I think it would be a community that's able to decide for themselves what the community should look like. I think it should be self-directed from members within the community. So for me, I do see myself as an outsider to Calhoun County, but I see myself, my vision is to work myself out of a job and have it be replaced by someone from within the community, to lift community voices, make sure everybody is heard, and collectively create that vision together. So creating the opportunities for collective envisioning by the community is my hope for Calhoun County.